Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Irrational Confidence Podcast. We're talking college basketball, and it is March Madness season. The bracket has been announced. We're going into our third bracket. Hey, if you missed the first two, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because you don't want to ever miss an episode with us. Go back and check out. We've done the East Regional, we've done the South Regional, and we're going to the Midwest Regional, and we still got to do the West. So don't miss out on that one. Hit the notification bell, hit subscribe, and get notified every single time we drop a new episode. I'm joined always by my co-host, the man who is going to trade in his Southern accent for a bunch of, oh, you betchas. My co-host, Fresh. Fresh, how you doing, buddy?
What, from North Dakota or Minnesota somewhere?
That's the Midwest.
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Midwest region, this is, I think a beauty when you kind of look at it. A little tidbit before we even dive into it. No team has ever won a national championship in men's basketball when they have lost the opener in their conference tournament. And if you look through this regional, Kansas lost their opener, Creighton lost their opener, and Tennessee lost their opener. Maybe they're going to reverse course, get them to the Final Four, even who knows? Or maybe that story continues to keep reigning true, and those three teams, among many others, don't follow through and win a title this year. But a lot of cool things are at stake here in this regional.
Folks, don't let the good Southern boy accent fool you. He was born in Wisconsin, ladies and gentlemen.
Born many, many moons ago, but yes, I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Yeah, hey, I think that kind of makes you like a 10th Midwesterner. But, guys, we want to let you know that our episode today is brought by our sponsor. Doesn't matter if you're in the Midwest, doesn't matter if you're in South, East, Northwest, anywhere. Our sponsor today is champsportspools.com. So get ready for the ultimate March Madness experience with Champ Sports Pools. Here's how it works. Visit champsportspools.com/spinnable to gain your free entry into the Sweet 16 bracket pool with a chance to win $1,000. That's champsportspools.com/spinnable. Once on that page, look for the big orange button that says get your free entry and click to be entered into the contest. Predict the winner for each game from the Sweet 16 through the championship and compete for the $1,000 grand prize. Increase your chances of winning by hosting your own bracket pool with champsportspools.com. If you host your own bracket pool, you can earn a second entry into the Sweet 16 bracket pool with a chance to win big. For more details, make sure you're visiting champsportspools.com/spinnable.
Folks, it's free money and a free entry. It's absolutely a win-win-win deal. And also, you get a second free entry if you start your own bracket pool, and you can run on your own. Do it. Like I said in my other previous episodes, your friends, your family, your coworkers, people that you even hate in your neighborhood or people you don't like, add them to your bracket. It's free. A win for them. And then when you beat them, you wave the bracket in their face as well as the $1,000 you just won. It's a win across the board. You have fun. You get to poke fun at people you don't like or people that you do like and you want to talk trash to. But it's a bracket, and it starts in the Sweet 16. You already get the first two rounds knocked out. You start from the 16. You work yourself through. Only got to get 4 games right and have your team cut down the nets and win a title. It's very, very simple, very, very easy, and you win $1,000.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a great time. I can't wait for this bracket pool to get started. I love the opening weekend, but, it gives me something to look forward to in that second weekend. I cannot wait for that pool to start there fresh. But this time, going on to, we got to figure out who's going to come out of Sweet 16 in the Midwest Regional. All right, Fresh, scale 1 to 10. How difficult's the Midwest?
To quote my boy Billy Bob, it's 10. 10.
Wow. You have it difficult.
This is a very, very stacked region with a lot of quality teams across the board. You're going to have to earn it to get out of this region and make it to the Final Four in Phoenix.
I got it as a 7, man. Because
Debbie Downer over here.
Yeah, well, here's my reason why. The bottom half of the bracket, like where Tennessee is with Texas and Creighton and Oregon, South Carolina, that is a really, really difficult area. But then you take a look at the side that Purdue's on, and there's questions over there in Kansas. Gonzaga has not been Gonzagaing as well, and we don't always trust Gonzaga. Utah State's an interesting team, but I don't feel like I feel like Purdue's being set up we're tired of having Purdue go out in the first and second round. We need to, kind of hand Purdue a layup here.
You could say they want to get Edey and star power. And hey, look, if you even watched the Big Ten tournament, Zach Edey was getting some calls from the Big Ten refs that he was punching dudes in the face with his elbow, and it was being called a foul on the player who was defending him. So maybe they're trying to give Purdue. Maybe it's a finally, how many years in a row they've choked. We'll see. This is a proven time. This is maybe a make it or break it for Purdue to be taken seriously ever again when it comes to a tournament team.
All right, what's your best matchup in that opening weekend?
There's actually a couple, but the one that I've really focused in on is Utah State TCU. Both these conferences are stacked. The Mountain West had 6 teams, I think. The Big 12 had 8 or 9. Both teams are battle tested, have fought through. I got to see this is going to be a grinding game coming in that last possession. It's going to be one that you're going to want to tune in to watch. I think it's actually the last game or one of the last games of the night on Friday night. So you're going to stay up late and you're going to be rewarded for it, folks.
Yeah. I got that South Carolina-Oregon game, man. Oregon played lights out in the Pac-12 tournament, the final one being the final Pac-12 tournament champion there before they head off to the Big Ten. South Carolina was a gritty team, had some nice wins. Again, I don't trust the South Carolina Gamecocks in this tournament, but I think that could be a really fun game to watch there in the Midwest Regional.
Well, one thing I think, about Oregon is that for the most of the season, a lot of their starters, a lot of their key role players were injured in and out of the lineup. They didn't have their full rotation. The last 2 weeks of the year in this conference tournament, basically the last 3 weeks of the season, they've got them all healthy. And you saw what happened when they started playing at full health. The guys started getting their feet on them and playing at a great high rate. And that might be a lead to something coming in the tournament now.
Yeah. All right, Fresh. Let's go through Midwest Regional. Purdue not going to have lightning strike twice, right?
No, the Edey makers are going to win. They're not going to get upset by the 16th seed. I mean, it can't happen again. It's just impossible.
Who you got Utah State TCU?
I've gone back and forth.
Right.
I flipped the coin at the very end, and I'm taking TCU, Horned Frogs. They have to have some sort of postseason success in one sport eventually.
Right. I got Utah State by the slimmest of margins. That's going to be an extremely close game. I'm going Utah State just off of feel. I don't have any real profound reasoning behind that one. I think these two teams are just so closely evenly matched that it's going to be a really, really tough game.
Yeah, that's going to be definitely a fun one.
Gonzaga versus McNeese.
Because I just want to see it, and I love that Gonzaga plays nobody, and then St. Mary's finally gets good, and they have a competition in the conference now. I'm taking McNeese to pull off the upset and knock Gonzaga out. Mark Few, join a real conference.
Right. Well, I think they join the Big 12 next year in basketball.
Well, good. Then we'll see what they're made of.
Right. I got Gonzaga winning this game, too. I think it's one of those years where everyone wants to doubt them, so it gives Gonzaga to show up and really, really play hard in this one. Kansas versus Samford. Interesting game. Kansas got dealt a blow.
Kansas got dealt a blow. They had definitely some major injuries. If you've listened to our podcast about the teams we think are going to struggle and potentially bust and not go as far as everyone thinks, Kansas is one of them. And it's really because of injuries to two of their star players, Dickinson and McCullough Jr. If those guys aren't in this game, I think they might be able to survive if they can sort of stem the tide of the emotion Samford's going to bring down the road in the tournament. That's where that depth is going to be tested. This one, I think they can maybe, if they can hem and hold Samford down and not let them get hot, they can survive and advance, but it's going to be a lot closer than people think. But the Jayhawks will move on to the second round.
Yeah, Rock Chalk Jayhawks. I'm giving Kansas the love regardless. Kansas has always been a great supporter of our podcast, so I'm going to give them at least one win. But those injuries really scare me there, Fresh.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, South Carolina, Oregon.
Another flip of the coin, but I'm going to ride the hot hand and go with the Gamecocks. They've had a special story. I think they carry that energy and survive Oregon and move on.
I got Oregon. That team coming back together is too special for me. Give me Oregon to win this game here. I think that they're going to really be a tough out in this tournament. Creighton versus the Akron Zips.
Got to take the Blue Jays over the Kangaroos. Creighton's too good.
Yeah, Creighton's a really good ball club. Give me Creighton as well over the Kangaroos. I'm glad you knew that the Kangaroo was their mascot there, Fresh. So good job out of you.
I know some action. Got some action behind me.
You gotta love action. All right, Texas versus Colorado State UVA.
Well, first off, this podcast is not sanctioned by the Big 12, so horns down. If it's Virginia, Texas wins. If it's Colorado State, the CSU Rams move on.
I got Texas coming out of that game, whoever it is. So I know you're not the biggest fan of Texas, but it is what it is. Tennessee versus St. Peter's. St. Peter's is back.
If the Peacocks take down the Vols, Vol Twitter might implode. And it will be absolutely hilarious. I think Tennessee and Dalton Connector is too good, and they're not. Everyone's already paying attention to St. Peter's after they did 2 years ago. I think Vols will win and move on.
Rocky Top. You always be home sweet home to me. Give me Tennessee.
It's
give
third
me the Volunteers.
You said it wrong. It's actually third in the SEC, but
yeah,
I digress.
But we're in March Madness here, not in football here. Fresh. They probably were third, I guess, technically. But Tennessee won the SEC regular season, so hey, give me Tennessee in this game. I think that Tennessee team is going to be a fun team to watch here as well. All right, Fresh, who you got getting to the Sweet 16 out of the Midwest Regional?
I got Tennessee winning. Dalton connecting that squad. They just play at a fast pace, and they're great. I got Creighton beating South Carolina and moving on to the Sweet 16. I got Kansas taking down McNeese. I don't think McNeese has magic to win 2 big games. I think if they can beat Gonzaga, Kansas will get them. And then Purdue will take down the Horned Frogs.
Give me Purdue. I like I said, I think that this opener top is a little easy for them on that. Give me Purdue, Gonzaga. I got to Gonzaga because I think that the injury bug is going to really catch up to Kansas at some point or another. I got Creighton by again, razor thin margin over Oregon. I like what Oregon's doing out there. So give me them. And hey, Rocky Top, I'm rolling with you. Give me Rocky Top in Tennessee and all of the great things the Volunteers are doing for Sweet 16.
I mean, it's a good team. And, speaking of the Sweet 16, we got to embrace the madness, folks. Embrace the madness with Chain Sports Pool's Sweet 16 contest. It's free to enter, and you can compete to win $1,000. That's right. Absolutely free to enter. And if you win, you can take home $1,000. Visit champsportspools.com/spinnable to claim your free entry into the Sweet 16 bracket pool with a chance to win $1,000. That's champsportspools.com/spinnable. If you're planning on hosting a bracket pool, you should do so at champsportspools.com/spinnable. By doing so, you'll earn a second free entry into the Sweet 16 contest with a chance to win $1,000. For more details, please visit champsportspools.com/spinnable.
So we've already decided what we're doing. If either one of us wind up winning this pool, I legitimately think it's not a bad idea to maybe use it to go to the draft in Detroit.
I mean, that would be, going to the draft, all the amazing festivities, seeing the players get selected, being there for the whole fun fan fest. Michigan, in that time of year, probably pretty nice. And it would be a cool little getaway experience and, be on the red carpet, all the draftees, pretty awesome.
And Windsor is just a short drive across the bridge.
And we can go to Canada. But you know what? To get there, we've got to get our free entry. We've got to win that $1,000. We've got to start in the Sweet 16. champsportspools.com/spinnable. It's very, very easy, folks. You enter free. You have a chance to win $1,000. Only have to go through the Sweet 16 to the Natty. If you also set up your own bracket, you get to have an extra free entry. Go get your friends, your neighbors, your colleagues, coworkers, people you like, people you don't like, whatever. Because if you win, you wave the money in their face, you brag, and you have bragging rights forever.
Yeah. All right, Fresh, who's coming out of the Midwest Regional here?
Whew. Well, we're going to start down below. I think that Creighton-Tennessee game, that might be the best Sweet 16 matchup of all of them we get in the entire weekend. I'm going to take the Blue Jays to take down the Vols and get to the regional final. On the other end, this really comes down to health. If Kansas has their players healthy, this game is going to be very, very competitive. If Kansas comes in down 1 or 2, if Hunter Dickinson is not playing, Edey might eat them alive down low. If Dickinson's playing and they get some guard action, this game will be very competitive. It really comes down to health. But in the end, I think Purdue finally gets over the hump and gets to the regional final, and they will take on Creighton in the Elite Eight.
Who comes out?
Because it's Purdue, the Creighton Blue Jays will go to Phoenix. They will win the Midwest region. Coach McDermott will finally get Creighton to the Final Four.
Yeah. All right, Fresh. I got Purdue coming in over Gonzaga. I think that, again, like I said, that upper part of the regional doesn't scare me against Purdue. I actually think that probably their toughest matchup is the second round matchup against Utah State versus TCU. Everyone else has flaws, and that's what makes me a little bit nervous on that. I'm with you. The Creighton-Tennessee game is straight fire. I think it should just have a little fire emoji right there as well. But I'm going to go with Rocky Top just because it's home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Love it, Fresh. Love it. But unfortunately, Rocky Top, I can't choose you to go to the Final Four. The Purdue Boilermakers are going to the Purdue Boilermakers finally have come back to the Final Four. I'm hoping. I
thought you gave up on them. This is the 20th year in a row, Seth. Come on now. I thought you gave up on Purdue.
Every time I think I'm out, they just pull me right back in.
It's a great Al Applause. Great job.
No, shoot, man. I don't know. Why am I such a glutton for punishment, man? Every single time I pick the Purdue Boilermakers, and I always tell myself 1 year, it won't be that way. I won't pick Purdue. But you know what? I'm looking at this bracket, and I go, oh my gosh, like every team that I'd be nervous about outside of the Utah State TCU games, they won't see them until Elite Eight. And who knows what happens at that point.
Doesn't it kind of scare you though? Like it gives you so much doubt.
It terrifies me.
Because you see, it's a perfect path. This is not the same Kansas team. They have injuries. If they were full healthy and we didn't have any doubts, I think they would even been ranked 4. The path looks just too easy to get to the Final Four for them, and that's what scares it really to you death because it's just you always look, where's that pothole going to come? And you know what? We're not Purdue fans, so imagine being a Purdue fan and you're like,
right.
I don't even want to watch a game because you just have a gut feeling this is too good to be true.
Yeah, Pepto-Bismol will be on high demand there in the state of Indiana for all the Purdue fans.
Yeah, West Lafayette, stock up now. Bourbon and Pepto.
Yep, shotgun and pink Pepto-Bismol bottles. Well, hey, we've made it through 3 regionals here, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a wild, good time. We've had a blast doing these 3 regionals, but we're not done. No, not even yet. We got to go to the West, which somehow the number 1 seed in the West is UNC, which is hilarious to me. I don't know how any of that all worked, but whatever.
Geography doesn't matter anymore. It's okay.
Geography. They don't teach that in school anymore, obviously. But folks, we want to make sure you hit that subscribe button and get notified every single time we drop a new episode. And we still got to do one more regional. Special thanks to our producer, Drew. Without him, none of this is possible. And special thanks to champsportsfools.com. Make sure you check out champsportsfools.com/spinnable to make sure you enter into the Sweet 16 broadcast. That's a good time. And make sure you're visiting spinnablesports.com because the Irrational Confidence podcast is part of spinnablesports.com. Interact with us on social media. Do all those things, like, subscribe, wherever you get your podcast from. Leave us that 5-star review because you guys know Fresh and I, we're those 5-star prospects. Fresh, I got to save 1 more ounce of energy for the West bracket, so I'm going to cut myself off right now and let you finish this out.
Folks, embrace the madness with us. Join us, whether it's the YouTube channel or Spinnable Sports. We're going straight to spinnablesports.com. Hit all the different articles. We got college basketball, we got hockey, we got baseball. The baseball season's just about to start. Playoffs for hockey and NBA coming up. And obviously, NFL draft is right around the corner. Got tons of content for you on that every single aspect, whether it's in the articles, whether it's on our podcast itself. Join us and engage. And before y'all know it, we also got racing season coming up. So the Photo Finish podcast, that'll be coming back at you with all the racing tips you guys need for horse racing. We'll have actually Steve-O from that podcast joining us for our live mock draft episode coming in about 3 to 4 weeks from now. So join us, subscribe, spread the word, get ready. We got tons of content and can't wait for you guys to engage with us in any way possible, whether it's Twitter/X, on Facebook, or on our website or on YouTube channel. Join the fun, join the madness, and also don't forget champsportspools.com/biddable for their free bracket pool. And with that, we're going west, everybody. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.